Oregon's story is filled with distinct chapters about peoples who came from all over the world to find new freedom, economic, political, religious, and they made a better life in Oregon. Hi there, I'm Grant McComey, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways, and this week we learn about a fascinating chapter of Oregon history, one that reaches back 160 years when immigrants traveled west and discovered a paradise of sorts in the Willamette Valley. Come on along as we learn more about the golden age of Aurora, Oregon. You can tell a lot about an Oregon community by the music they played and the parades they marched, a story as old as the state.
This band was at the state fair from the early 1860s, from the very formation of the state, well into the 1880s.
The Aurora Colony Brass Band connects the past through music that's alive today.
I think music was primarily the main glue that kept the whole community together. Every child, if they wanted to, could learn an instrument or be in the choir.
Distinct music that made folks smile and put their town on the map. When you step inside a former ox barn that became a house, that became the Aurora Colony Historic Museum, discover that Oregon's first National Historic District holds on to history through music, artistry, and craftsmanship.
Women were not necessarily encouraged or allowed to be artists.
The nimble fingers of quilter Mary Doak keep Aurora's story relevant today.
Quilts were essential for the family. So it was a great way for them to let that artist out and to spend time with their friends and catch up on what was going on.
Next door, Elizabeth Howley's spinning wheel goes round and round to make thread and yarn for fabric. It's a hobby and a skill that she was drawn to, and through it she found new respect for a distant lifestyle.
I certainly couldn't imagine every garment I wore. I had to make the yarn and have the fabric woven for everything you wore. Oh my goodness. Or knitted. So, I mean, someone in the family never stopped spinning. Someone never stopped, if you were going to be clothed.
The Aurora Colony began in the 1860s when 250 German and Dutch immigrants were led to Oregon by charismatic leader Wilhelm Kyle. He named the town site for his daughter, and within short order it grew to more than 600 residents. Folks put their shoulders to the wheel and built an economy and community out of the wilderness. They shared the wealth of their efforts with each other in the first successful Christian commune to establish in Oregon.
The faith that they believed that this was the best way to lead a Christian life. Can't discount that Kyle was a very progressive, outgoing, powerful figure that most of them liked.
Charismatic.
Yeah, very charismatic.
This is the Oregon story here.
Absolutely.
Reg Keddy says Aurora has more than 25 original homes and buildings listed on the National Historic Registry, so the efforts to preserve the past never end. But it must be worth it, for when you step inside, it's like taking a step back in time.
Trying to maintain the buildings the way they were.
Curator Patrick Harris insists that the way back to Aurora's pioneering past is easy when you follow the music.
Almost anybody who traveled to Aurora during that time mentioned that there was music. That gives people a real good impression, I think, about the community.
We have all the details, directions, and the contact information so you can make your own adventures and discoveries in Aurora, Oregon, right here on the Travel Oregon website. So be sure to check it out. Until next week, do get out here and explore the great Oregon outdoors, and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComey.